Hello, Austin, and welcome to your second tarot reading. This one we are going to touch on is security right for you, or will you be searching for a job? I decided to use the Witch's Tarot today for you. However, I will, full disclosure, and I'm sorry for this, I'm not well versed in this deck, so that means that I'll have to read the meaning of the cards to get the interpretation and to get the words, to get the actual reading done. I'll have to read what was written in order to interpret it in a spiritual way. So, thanks for being kind of like my practice dummy for that. So for this, I don't really follow, the only deck that I really follow an actual spread for is my dragon deck. Everybody else, it's really up to them to tell me how many cards I'm reading and what it all is supposed to mean. So, without further ado, let us see if you are going to be in security, if that's a good fit for you, or if you're going to be continuing to look for work elsewhere. So, take a deep breath, and let's begin. That one didn't feel right. It's a process. Okay. First card is Three of Swords. Now, I remember I read this earlier. I read this earlier. So, Three of Swords it usually means communication, heartbreak without communication. But this deck, it means something different. So I want to read it so you get the accurate, the accurate saying for it. Okay. And it was not reversed, so... Okay. When the Three of Swords is dealt in a reading, it causes a visceral reaction. This is a brutally tough card. There is no polite or soft way to put it. That's pretty much all of my decks. When the Three of Swords turns up in a reading, it is like a sucker punch to the stomach. It hurts. This card, more than any other, illustrates the pain and loss that the court is experiencing at this time. Okay. The keywords: delay, personal betrayal, loss, a time of drama and tears, sadness, conflict, a spell that has backfired. Okay, so maybe this is not your job reading. Maybe this is something that you need to know. So let's just read it and see what happens. Anyway, so you are in a time of mourning, a time of loss, a time of feeling betrayed or sad because you just lost Lindsay and you are now having to move. So you've kind of double whammied of losing the woman that you've loved and losing your home. So you are feeling lost. The word betrayed really, really pops up a lot. And I don't know if you think that, like, not subconsciously. I don't think you consciously think you're betrayed, but I think deep down you feel a little betrayed. And I get it. So what I'm hearing is I know that you wanted to have an open relationship, and you feel like that completely backfired on you because now, you wanted a polyamorous relationship, and that has led to losing Lindsay because she went for it as was agreed upon and found somebody that she wanted more, or she found what she wanted in a partner, and it ended up not being you. So I feel like you somehow feel that was a betrayal, a spell has backfired. That makes a lot of sense now. You feel like that is really backfired on you, and You're not sure what to do with that. You're not sure how to move forward with that feeling, and that is totally fine. So let's see what else the cards have to say about whatever it is that they're trying to say. So here we go. This one jumped. Ooh, the Two of Swords reversed. That's very pretty also. The Two of Swords reversed. Let's see what that is. So I think communication is going to be a big reading or a big thing for you right now. Nope, I don't want cups. I want swords. Thanks. So the Two of Swords, we have it reversed. So when this card turns up in a reading, it is a warning that you have blocked off your heart and emotions and are holding in your feelings. This is definitely a reading of what you need to hear. You are literally refusing to see what is right in front of you. Your heart says one thing, while logic says another. The water in this card represents your emotions and the repression of them. Just as the woman has turned her back on her feelings, oh, correction. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Five of Swords. Five of Swords. Why did I read that as 2? Maybe I'm going to continue reading 2 because I think you need to hear this too then. I think this is another thing you need to hear. Yeah. The heart and mind are not in agreement. Putting up unhealthy boundaries, holding in your true feelings, working for balance of heart and mind, considering your options, and you have it reversed. So being forced to face your suppressed emotions, conflict, injustice, obstinacy. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes, you did need to hear that. And the card basically is double whamming you on one. So you are being forced to face things that you didn't want to face. Like sadness and guilt and, like realizing that you're unhealthy, so you're working at it. You are being forced to face a lot of things right now that you weren't really prepared to face, but look what it's been doing. It has been doing some magic on you, and you are elevating yourself, and you are doing better and better. And that is amazing, But I'm actually going to read the Five of Swords now for you. I'm so sorry. Like I said, me and this deck are not well versed yet, so it's all coming like as an epiphany to me, which is, I think is a very authentic tarot reading then. So the Five of Swords, this one is also reversed. When the Five of Swords appears in a reading, it is a signal that you are feeling humiliated and embarrassed. This is only a partial defeat, and they are still in control. Don't give up. Shift things around and look for more possibilities. Allow the element of air to bring some fresh air and a new perspective into your life. Heed the message of the dragonfly and see through the illusions of others. Transform your life into something bright and wonderful. So the reverse of that is humiliation, carrying a grudge, conflict with a domineering person. Okay, so the reverse of that, I don't get the feeling that you're carrying a grudge, but I definitely feel like you're carrying around some like guilt or kind of a little bit of anger towards the situation because you do feel blindsided. You definitely feel maybe embarrassed, maybe like, where did this come from? I know that we've been going through couples therapy, but I thought it was working, and all of a sudden, boom, you went on this date, and now we're done. Not even a month later. That's... I do definitely feel like, one, you're maybe not fully coming to terms with that, or you're not fully talking about that with yourself, like, how am I really feeling? Like, you're trying to work out, you're trying to work with the gods more, and you're trying to do more streaming, and you're trying to get a place and move out. And I feel like you really haven't allowed yourself to think about what happened. And that is going to hinder some of your progress if you don't take time to think about what happened and really how you are feeling. And the moment that you ask yourself really how you're feeling is the moment that healing can begin. because you're gonna like, okay, I don't feel good about this. What can I do to feel better? Or what do I need to see a therapist? What do I need to do to feel better about the situation? And I think that you facing it is going to be probably the most helpful part of the healing process. I'm going to pull one more card for you because that is what I'm told, since technically I read 3, but one was like a double whammy. I'm going to pull one more, and then I think, this is going to be like the deck this is going to be the reading that tells you kind of what you need to hear. Okay, so the King of Swords. My gods, man. The King of Swords reversed. There's definitely a masculine energy that is feeling downtrodden right now. Feeling very stepped on is the word I got. Okay, so King of Swords. Okay. The King of Swords is an authority figure. When this card soars into a reading, you need to be aware that your actions may be called into question. This is the card for rulers, leaders, and the wielders of justice. The King of Swords has links to the Emperor and the Justice cards, as the King of Swords concerns himself with matters of right and wrong, and also personal integrity and honor. This card quietly calls into question the wisdom of your personal choices, and he also announces that it is time to turn your knowledge into action. This man sees the world in black or white. There are no shades of gray for him. He is successful, clever, reserved, and a tad intelligent. He has a good head for business and may be a member of the armed forces, a security guard. A detective or a police officer. The King of Swords also represents a mature man with brown hair and dark eyes who values his integrity above all else. He relies heavily on his common sense and believes in only what can be proven. Like the best kings of old, he is a wise and fair leader who sits in judgment, because he must and who is ready to defend his kingdom should the situation deem it necessary. The lesson of the King of Swords is to turn your knowledge into action while remaining fair and just. So the associated elements: air, and air. Air is a suit of swords related natural element, while all 4 of the kings are also associated with the wise and thoughtful element of air. Astrological association is Aquarius, and reversed, which is what this card is, a judgmental, arrogant person, a domineering, unkind man, or a dangerous individual. So I know that sounds scary, but the reverse of that is keeping your emotions in check. So while 2 cards are saying you need to face your emotions, the King is saying you need to face them safely, because your emotions can get a tad bit out of hand. And you don't try to, but it happens. What really stuck out to me the most was the security guard. Like, holy shit. Like, this deck is telling you 2 things. So it is telling you that you right now have a lot to face. And work definitely is on your mind, but it is not the most important thing right now, because you have a job. And it may not be a good job, may not be the perfect job, but you have one. So you need to not worry about work right now. So in other words, they don't know, and you don't know, and I don't know if security guard is for you, because that's not what's important right now. You have a job that is making money, and life sucks. Everything is super expensive, but right now you need to make sure that you have a place to live, you have your emotions in check, and that things are squared away safely between you and Lindsay. Work can wait. You have a job. Keep the job for right now. Don't try to leave the job right now. Don't try to look for anything else right now until you feel that you are securely in a spot where you can safely do that. So in the end, yes, this was about your security guard job. What they're saying is right now, don't leave it. It is not the job for you, but it is a viable job. And it is a job that you can do forever if you want, because it is a job that will serve you well, but it is not a job that you will feel passionate about in the long run. But for right now, that is the least of your concerns. So they wanted to firstly remind you of what just happened and to get you to start thinking about that, because that is a huge deal. You said your ego was hit. You need to deal with that. You need to think about that and not be afraid to think about that, because feeling those emotions is what's going to heal you. So they just had to kind of run a roundabout way, say, your job's not that important right now, dude. Just do your job, but what's the most important thing is your emotions and your feelings in you. So, yeah, I'm sorry that this reading was kind of all over the place, but that is how I do readings. It's, messages come to me, and sometimes it doesn't make sense in the reading, but then at the end is like, it all comes together. So, I hope that helped. At least I hope, if it didn't help, I hope it at least opened your eyes to some things, like maybe, maybe things that you didn't really didn't consider. But yeah, so anyway, I will leave you with that. You have one more reading from me, and I'll get that done as soon as I can. Sunday, I do plan on coming up to help with the packing, so for the other part of the payment, packing and sorting. So I will let you know when. But yes, so until we meet again, spark the muse.